Hello everyone, thank you for dropping by this demo. You probably reached here from my GitHub account, so thank you for the interest. This is a demo that is mainly geared for technical audience, probably engineers, so I am going to use some technical language just as a warning. I'd like to mention that. So this is a web application that is powered by a Rails backend and a React frontend. It uses Rails as an API and various types of components, both are including class, style, functional with hooks, to create this experience for users. The idea here is one application to combat porch piracy. Porch piracy being the increasing crime of people stealing packages from people's doorsteps. So it was inspired to help combat that issue. It does so by allowing users to create an account and be able to then search for people that can generally are available to receive packages during business hours. So I'm thinking this would be geared more towards stay-at-home moms or dads, people that work from home, generally around when package deliveries happen. And it'll allow them to connect with those who aren't available to receive those packages and then have their packages exposed and in the threat of being stolen. You can search for these defenders, as I call them, of packages on a map, create an order, filling out technical or particular details of the delivery, and then it allows you to set a meeting and exchange packages for a fee that each package defender has set for themselves. So that's the general idea. I'm going to go through a quick demo of how it works. First, I'm going to start with the backend. This is, again, driven by a Rails API, so I am going to start my server. So here you see I'm listening on port 3000, so if I hit that endpoint, you see that I am on Rails. I am then going to query my users. And you see the response provided as a serialized JSON object. So that's all that I'm going to demonstrate for the backend. Obviously, there are different methods for my models, including new, create, post, patch that we will walk through on the front end. I am going to open up my console, just giving an idea of what's happening. I have a few console logs being sent over, just to have, again, to give an idea of what's happening. So again, I have multiple types of components, including styled and class, all around the application. So this, for instance, this component is the same component that is rendered when I click sign up. It's the same exact component. So we could create an account from here. For instance, I could say Jane Doe. I have multiple types of front-end validations. So for instance, if I remove the last name, tells me that it is required. Same thing with an email. If I just try and input gibberish, it knows that it's not a valid email and tries to give the feedback back to the user so as to have an appropriate email. Just create a quick address here, 123 Main Street, sure. So on sign up, I'm just going to send a post request to my database, and response of 200 is given back of a new user being created. So on login click, it renders this component. I'd also like to show that I did have 404 pages. So if I click in gibberish here, say nothing to see here, friend, go home or go back to log in. So now we're just going to go ahead and log in with that new user that was created. I believe it was Jane. Okay, so now here you'll see a bunch of responses being sent from my backend. Excuse me. This is being done so as to set state. I am not using a state management system such as Redux. This is all just using context APIs and just really to try and control the flow of state using just regular app as my main parent and all these components as children. And so here we'll just go through what you're seeing here. I initialize each user as having a balance of 100, and you see some string interpolation happening here. Actually, this is just for demonstration purpose. I don't actually have any type of billing system attached to this. If you go to an account, you see here the information. This button here will render another component if clicked to edit the information. So this is a conditional component that now renders on click. So let's say I got married or something like that, and I want to change my last name to Wilson. On click of submit, you see a patch request gets sent that then updates this account's information. And if I go then back, see that my last name is Wilson. On terms of my orders, my package is defended. Again, this is a new user, so I don't have any orders. So it does render this conditionally. So I can go back to my dashboard or find package defenders. I'm going to go back to the dashboard just to show this functionality of favorites. Again, new user, there are no favorites. So let's find some package defenders. These here are different boxes that represent users that are available to receive packages for anybody. So this is a fully interactive map. So each marker represents a different user. So I'm in Austin, so I've just rendered this to be a default in Austin. And so for instance, let's say I click on one of these, it shows the defender, who they are, giving me information such as their rating, where they're located, how much they charge per package, and how long they're willing to keep the package for me. So let's say I like this price and the length. I can then add Wanda to my favorites. Keep looking, for instance. Ooh, Jenny has an even greater rating than Wanda, even though she's a bit more expensive and won't keep my package for long. But let's say I'm interested in her as well. If I go back and then go to my favorites, I now see both Wanda and Jenny being rendered here. Just as a side note, these are all random users that are created by a random user API, so none of this information is real. So, and further, these favorites are not being persisted. This is just on the front end. I think I really get to the whole persistence of the database part yet, but for the favorites in particular. But things do persist, obviously, for users, and packages defended, and orders. So let's create a new order. Let's say that I'm going to be visiting North Austin, so I'm going to look for defender here. We have Felicia here with a pretty good rating. a 4.9. I'm going to go ahead and submit an order with her. So let's say I order something from Walmart, and it's going to be for a friend of mine named Bob. Let's assume that I am going to expect delivery of my package. Say if I'm a Prime member of Amazon or of Walmart and I expected I paid for extra shipping. Let's say I receive it in a couple of days. So I'm going to meet with her. Let's say if I estimated delivery on the 8th of January, that's a Wednesday, but I'm not around until the weekend. So let's say I'm going to pick it up on the 11th. So on click of defend my package, this is going to send a post request to the backend. Gives me a response of new order created. You see this is the object order that's being sent back. This then can allow me to do more and interesting things if needed to my front end. So as you see now that I've had an order, now my balance is updated. Let's try and do another one real quick. It's the one with Wanda. I'm gonna go with Amazon this time. And I am a Prime member of Amazon, so a couple of days later, great. And again, my balance is updated. So now that I have a couple of orders, you'll see that I have 2 new orders with new statuses. I can then click on each one of these and get more information on it and also update them. So let's say that I actually need my package to be delivered or to be picked up instead of the 8th. I'm going to say the 10th. I submit that, and the order has been updated. It now says the 10th. I can then also just update my status. And let's say that actually the order has been complete. I had a good experience with Felicia, and I want to give her a good rating. Click that. Then patch request being sent to the database, and that now has been updated. I'd like to also show what the account does look like for someone that has a lot of orders. So I'm going to go ahead and log out and log back in as myself, because I've been testing this for a while. So here you'll see, for instance, that my account has this, like another random API picture, and that I have a lot of packages. And I can update this one, for instance, Joel's Antiques. I'm going to go ahead and say that this was also completed, but my experience wasn't great, so I'm just going to give her a 2. And so now Joel's Antiques is rated as a 2. So that is the main of this application. Thank you for visiting. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through GitHub or my email that's also listed on GitHub and my LinkedIn as well. Thank you very much. Have a great day.